If you've been following my channel for any length of time, you will no doubt understand how I feel about Modern Warfare. The first year I absolutely hated the game, but it seems as though recently I've kind of changed my thoughts about it, and I wanted to share with you guys why that may be the case, what's been going through my mind, especially since over the past several days I have chose to stream the game pretty regularly, and I wanted to talk about why that is and what my thoughts are for the future moving forward. I've come to understand and realize within myself that I actually really enjoy the game itself. It's actually very good. The movement is satisfying. I've talked about that before. I enjoy the gunplay. It feels really good. Even the excessive hit markers at times I actually really enjoy, even if I don't exhibit that on stream, because I think that more health is better than less health. So overall, there's a lot of praise that I can give the game for its different mechanics. Of course, I could turn this into a full review and go down a long list of things that I do enjoy, but the most important thing to gather is that I obviously enjoyed the game. What changed? What happened? If you are a friend of mine, or if you've been following me, as mentioned, for a little while at least, you will no doubt understand that I've always hated the game, or at least so I thought. It was the game itself that I despised. However, I've come to understand and realize that it's not the game itself, but it's the player base. I talk about filthy casuals all the time and how much I hate how they play, the different weapons that they choose like shotguns, riot shields, and I want to take a quick note because I've been criticizing that style of gameplay so much that it's important for me to acknowledge the fact that I do not mind what my friends use, whether I'm in a game with them or what you guys use. I only care about in the moment in the game that I'm playing, and even then I don't have the right, nor do I want the right, to control what people use and how people play. Taking a step back and taking it all in and understanding that perhaps I am not the best player, I'm not well equipped to handle these situations properly. I think that if you are genuinely a good player, for example in BO4, I can very easily deal with people running super toxic weapons, with the exception of the Reaver. The Reaver is so overpowered that it can be difficult to counter. However, I can easily counter someone who's running a shotgun. I can easily counter someone who's running the VMP. I can easily counter these different toxic gameplays because I've spent so much time with the Maddox that I feel so comfortable. And that is ultimately what I'm looking to do and take my gameplay with Modern Warfare. Now, do I think it's possible? Do I think it's even worth it? And ultimately, the answer is probably going to have to be no. So we're going into year 3, which means a whole host of different things, but what it means to me is that the game is aging, number 1, and number 2, because it's aging, there are going to be so much more hackers involved from lobby to lobby as the game continues to age. No doubt the developers and Activision don't care about hackers when the games are new, but they certainly aren't going to change course and start caring all of a sudden. If they haven't cared before, they're not going to care now. And ultimately, it's up to us whether or not we want to play these games, and for the most of us, for the vast majority, none of us are really interested in having to deal with that. Very rarely do they ever actually produce a game that is good enough for us to want to deal with hackers. Now, there are people who do find it that enjoyable, but you'd most likely have to go all the way back to, let's say, BO2 or Modern Warfare 2 for people to actually want to put up with the nonsense. Modern Warfare probably, at least Modern Warfare 2019, probably isn't that good, at least not in today's eyes, to be able to justify wanting to put up with that. So ultimately, what's the takeaway? Is that, of course, since the game is aging, we're going into year 3, the hacking issue is only going to get worse, and therefore it's not something that I'm really sure that I want to put up with. With all that to consider, I'm not exactly the most hopeful individual, given the fact that Activision and the developers have proven to never care, and they're certainly not going to start now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content released just like this every day. Thank you to everybody who has been tuning into the live streams regularly, or maybe you've tuned in once or twice, and I really do appreciate that. If you guys are interested in tuning in, I do try to stream on a regular basis. In fact, in the future sometime, I'm planning on streaming every day as well as uploading every day. The only thing that's holding me back from doing that is just how much work that would actually be to do something like that. But at the same time, for me, it's not work. It's something that I'm genuinely passionate about, and I do enjoy it. Thanks again for tuning in today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Take your cheat code somewhere else. Looking through walls and shit.